Okay, so the pool operation is pretty straightforward. This switch, or this valve, butterfly valve, you just turn it all the way to the right to shut it off completely. This one on the right, you can see on the ground where the pipe goes off to the left, and it goes to the left side of the pool over there. House is straight there, so to the left side of the pool over there to that skimmer. This is all an inbound line. This side, you can see this pipe goes up, and you can't see through the plant, but makes a right turn and heads on around the pool up to the right skimmer. There's the hose. That was what I was talking about. You could use to clean out the floor sweep component for the Venturi vacuum that's inside the pool in the other video. Now, these are intakes, taking water into the pool. From the pool into the pump. Here's our pump. I'll just turn this off for a minute. Simple start, stop. And during the summer, you're going to run the pump longer because you want the water circulating to reduce the buildup of algae and other stuff that can be in there, and will help your pool chemistry. And so you tend to run it longer. So we use a variable speed pump to run low speed most of the day, and then high speed to kind of get some stuff sucked out of the pool. That's really what we do. So real simple. This is your catch. So it's going to come, water's going to come in from the right. It's going to catch any big stuff in that. And then, which is, you would close these off if you wanted to open it, but I'll just give you an overview. There's the catch. That then feeds into the pump, which the impeller is right here spinning, which pushes the water up. Now, water can go two ways. It can go to the right, which actually goes back to the pool. There's this valve right here. And if you have the pump on super full speed and that valve fully open, you probably will get bubbles in the water in the pool that I was talking about, just to be aware of. But I turn it about 3/4, and that's pretty much a good rate of suction that happens in the bottom. It's never really strong. The suction at the bottom of the pool is never super strong, so that's never a safety issue that we've encountered, at least. And that line goes off to the right and to the far right side of the pool, where the Venturi vacuum system that helps with the floor sweep is all set up. So when you saw the water shooting out that little white vent at the end of the pool, that's what this pipe is, and that's what that valve does. It controls that. So that is unfiltered water. It's very important. It comes through just the catch, but that's not the filter. And so it's going back to the pool unfiltered. So when we clean the pool, we shut that off, because we don't want debris we're taking in from the pool through the vacuum going back into the pool. So we shut that off. Okay? Now, this is the line that goes into the filter. Here's our filter. This is called a multi-port valve, and it's spring-loaded. And the way it works is you shut everything off, all the water pressure, make sure everything's closed up. You can push this down, and then you can rotate it. You never want to rotate this when there's water running through it, and you would hear water running through it. You don't want to do that because you'll mess up the gasket, and it will never close right, and it'll always leak a little bit, and then you have to end up replacing the gasket, which isn't a big deal. Just take off those screws, get a new spider gasket, bring it to the store, they'll match it, and put it back on. Now, okay, so water came into your filter. Here, this is a pressure relief valve on the filter where you can, or a bleed valve, you can bleed air out of it. Put a little pressure in that so I can get the air out, sorry. There you go. So, just turn it like that, and that's it. Now, there is fluid in here because I believe it's glycerin or something like that. It's a fluid that protects the pressure valve in case it freezes. If you have a valve that doesn't have anything in it and it freezes, the calibration of the good Lord, this goes off the pressure meter. Okay. All right. Now, water comes in here, goes into the filter. Then, so how does it get back to the pool? It actually comes back in. You see a line here. Comes back into this multi-port valve, which is going to pick up a line here, and this is going to be the line going back to the pool. This is a backflow preventer. It has a little flapper in it. So if you take all this off, that will close and water will not come from the pool out. It's really important to remember your equipment is under the level of the water. So you always have pressure in here. And so if something busts or falls off, you're going to have water spewing until it matches the water level in the pool, which would be just about darn empty. So be careful with that. Now I'm going to go on the other side of the filter. Let's look at the outbound stuff. So coming off the multi-port, coming out, there's our backflow preventer, little flap. Also, you can also see it has a calibration to show you how much gallons water per hour and everything's going through. We use that to determine, based on the speed of the pump, how much water is turning over in the pool, because I want to get X number of turns of water in a day, kind of thing. This is a chlorinator. This is where you put chlorine tablets. These tablets are in this bucket, and we put about only 2 to 3 tablets. The reason being is when we put more tablets, gas builds up here and creates a vapor lock. And over time, the first day you run it, everything's fine. The second day you come in to run, or it goes to run automatically, it's built up some gas up here because we had too many tablets. And the way that the flow works and everything, the physics, the fluid dynamics of it don't work because you have a vapor lock at the top. So in order to prevent gas buildup at the top, we reduce the number of tablets that we put in here. And if we need more chlorine, we just open this up pretty far. So a standard pool will probably run this at about a 1 to 1 1/4. There's a number down here, 1 to 1 1/4. We run it about 4, sometimes full open at 5, especially around the August time, and if pucks are low, we'll do that. All right, so that's a chlorinator. Then there's some equipment that was on here that got taken off. So there's some vestigial pieces that I won't even go into because they're totally offline, don't matter. This controls, are you using the floor sweep or are you using the top vents that push water into the pool? So if I'm this way, this side is blocked off. If I'm this way, this side is blocked off. Sorry, let's do that again. If I go this way, this right side is blocked off. This goes to the top of the pool into the jets going into the pool. This way blocks off the floor sweep and all the floor heads that pop up. So this means floor sweep is turned off. That means floor sweep is turned on. You can actually do a partial. Like I will do, hey, I want the floor sweep turned on, but I want a little bit of water flowing out of the jets at the top. And so I can do that. Do that like in the winter when you want to protect your pipes and put that on low circulation. Go ahead and open both of these so both of these are flowing. So right now I have the floor sweep turned off. Floor sweep head here, meter. It's not filled with fluid, so after the next couple of freezes it may stop giving accurate readings. The bottom line is this meter, you want to put it at about, it wants to run between 15 and 18 pounds per square inch for the heads to be able to pop up fully and do the job that they need to do. In the event that this got clogged, and since this handle here is stopping water from flowing backwards, there's a bypass, and it's a built-in spring-activated bypass that at 35 psi, the water will go here, and if this blocks, the water will automatically redirect here, go through this 35 psi valve and spring activated valve and come here and go out, right? So this is the top jets back to the pool. So that's how you prevent a blowout of any kind. These are the valves for the heads and the bottom of the pool, and this was given to me by the original owner because the valves aren't, the little levers are off, but it's no big deal. I just use these super old vice grips, and that's totally closed, that's open, and you would close 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 of those, get them all closed, and you'll stop the floor sweep system if you ever needed to work on it, like if we wanted to look at this filter that's in here. So sometimes the crepe myrtle tree will have stuff that goes through the filter and manages to get lodged in here, and there's a screen right here, and we just unscrew this after we have closed each of those floor valves. So there's no water coming from the floor heads that pop up. Those are all closed, keeping water out. I have this closed, so all the water is going toward the top of the pool jets going in. So now this is totally isolated and shut down. I can take this off, just unscrew that, and there's a little screen there. You just pull it off, shake it off, put it back in, you're all good to go. That does happen on occasion. How do you know that's happening? Well, one thing you can do is you'll come here and you'll look at the gauge. You'll be on the floor sweep and the pressure will be all the way up here at 35, which means this valve that runs at 35 PSI is getting activated and it's letting all the water bypass. And so when this mark is all the way up at 35, which is very high, you would just shut everything down, go check that. That means there's something not working right there. And it's always been the filter's clogged, not a big deal. You'll also might know that your pool water got cloudy, and that's because not enough water was flowing through this filter because this is clogged and it's having to go through the bypass, and you're not getting enough turns of the water in the pool, and the pool can start to get cloudy. That's usually what's going on. So that's how we use this this pressure gauge, meter gauge. Now, when the pool is, you'll see that when the pool is using just the top vents and you're not using the floor sweep, the pressure is much lower. It's usually down here, and over time it'll build on up. So here is at the start. There's a little. This is actually movable. So after you clean the filter, you kind of recalibrate and say, okay, where is this filter working right now? Boom, that's the mark. So here's like at 12 pounds. Then over time, over weeks, that needle will start, when the pool's running normally, moving up just naturally. It will get up to about 10 pounds more. And that's what this other triangle is right here. There we go. Sorry. That's what this other triangle is. So over time, when that needle gets up to here, then it's time to what's called backwash the filter. And your pool guy can show you how to backwash the filter should you ever care about it. All right, that's probably much more information you ever wanted to know about the pool, and that's not all of it. But that's the mechanics of what's going on with this. With relative good detail in there. Oh, let me hit this for you real quick. This box was the original box used to drive the original pump. So it's no longer set on a timer. It has no longer has those little things that turn it on and off. So you just leave it on. Don't worry about it. Never touch it. And then here, I just turn the pump on. And you'll have the manual on how to work that. And I open that up to 3/4. Make sure these are open. We're all good to go. And I'm running on top right now. That's all good. And so just to show you, right now, well, it's on, okay, so it's not fair. I'm running at 3450 RPM. I normally look at this at about 3100 RPM, so I'll just take it down. You'll see the pressure come down. There you go. So you can see that the filter's running pretty clean. As at 3100 RPM, as dirt builds up, that is going to come up to about 10 pounds over, and that's when I need to backwash. All right, I'll go ahead and put that over. Let's see,